Chapter 6 Finding Fred. At the glacier's tongue, the boys saw dozens and dozens of tourists walking into carved-out caves and nature-made tunnels like the one they just navigated. At least we didn't have to pay to get entertained, Ricky commented with a smirk as they passed. Where a small bridge crossed the torrent, Leo stopped to talk with his security guard. "Is this the normal water flow for this time of year and time of day?" he asked.
"Ooh, monsieur, not at all, not at all. The melt rate has been extraordinary these past 2 days. I can't understand it. Display panels over there show the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s started all this melting, and it has risen to about 40 meters per year now. But these last 2 days, nobody has ever seen anything like it. It's many, many times normal."
They climbed the zigzag stairway, bought tickets at the Montalvert station, and took the cogwheel train down to Chamonix. As they boarded the bus back to Les Houches, Leo remarked, "Did you notice how easy our return is compared to coming out this morning? No ski boots, no skis, no poles. Easy peasy."
"Yeah," Ricky said, "but it won't be as easy when Mom and Pops tell the rental store we lost their equipment."
The boys plopped down exhausted in the apartment's living room. They drank water, ate energy bars, and Ricky perked up quickly, and he said, "Did you notice how the water's rising against the rubble dam? I heard the bus driver say the new lake runs up the valley all the way past Chamonix." "Yes," Leo said, "I saw it, and I've been asking myself a couple of things. First is, do we still suspect Fred is behind the explosion?"
Ricky answered, "That's a yes, bro."
"And second, why'd he do it, and what's his plan?"
"Gotta be something nasty," Ricky said. "Fred's all about nasty."
"Yep," Leo agreed, "and my guess is he's still obsessed with punishing the UN, the WHO in particular. Our recent experience in Colorado makes me think about dams breaking. Maybe he wants to send a wall of water down to destroy part of Geneva. Even though the UN's headquarters is on high ground, parts of it might be vulnerable. If that's his plan, he has to do it before the public works people safely drain the water away from here. I'm thinking about that truck. The driver just happened to pull it near the river and happened to escape seconds before explosions. Real coincidence, eh?" Ricky nodded agreement and said, "And did you notice the truck's cargo?" No, I couldn't see it very well from my seat this morning," Leo said. "It was a gigantic pipe, more than 4 meters in diameter, and so long it extended beyond the end of the truck's trailer. It also had a T-junction in the middle for some reason." Leo said, "Our theory may be wrong, and Fred may have nothing to do with any of this. But if our theory's right, the pipe's T might hold the same C4 explosives he planned to use to blow the radio debris down to Geneva earlier this year. I still remember his face when he told us about shaping C4 charges to generate powerful shock waves. He may have loaded it up with C4. That pipe may have enough to blow the rocks out of both ends and then release all the water."
"Whoa, you put the puzzle together, bro," Ricky said. "We're still alive because we acted fast and got out of the glacier before the melting went into high gear. Let's act fast now and avoid a wall of water drowning innocents."
"Right you are, Rook. Let's go visit Fred."
"Oh, did he send you an invitation? And how can we possibly find him?" Ricky asked with eyebrows raised.
"Well, he didn't send a map, but I have some ideas," Leo said with a grin. Leo said the rubble was the best place to start their search, and since it was only 3 blocks away, they went quickly. They arrived, and Leo said, "Holy moly! Water's almost ready to overrun the road. Why aren't the police clearing it?"
"I can tell you," said a voice from behind that belonged to an old French man wearing a beret and holding a baguette. There's been an accident and a huge fire in the Mont Blanc tunnel. Every emergency crew in the area is trying to save lives.
The entrance to the 12-kilometer Mont Blanc tunnel that connects France with Italy was only a kilometer above where they were standing. "Oh, thank you, monsieur," Rookie said. Then, pointing at the dam, he said, "That was quite a rockfall. Did you see it happen?"
No, monsieur. I was working in my shop when it happened."
"A question," Leo added. "Might you know of a Swiss man who's visiting Les Houches? He could live nearby."
Yes, I do. He happens to rent my daughter's chalet right there,"
he said, pointing across the road as he took his leave.
"Hey, well done, Leo. Finding Fred was easier than I expected," Rookie said.
"But now that we're here,
just what are we going to do? What if we go talk to him and who knows what happens? We were far from best friends when we saw Fred last."
As he thought about Rookie's question, Leo looked down at the rising water. It was cloudy with minerals from the glaciers, but he spotted the upstream end of the pipe far below. "We need to figure out if our theory is right when we talk to Fred. Did he dam up this river and melt glaciers so he could flood the WHO? If yes, we got to phone the police. But let's be careful and ask only indirect questions and read his answers. We know this guy. He could become violent." The boys knocked on the door of the 2-story house, and they heard a distant, come in, I'm upstairs." They entered and stood near the door till they heard, "I'm busy, so please come up here." The top of the stairway opened into a large room with windows on 3 sides. Fred was sitting with a PC at a desk next to a window facing the river. They stood at the top. He jumped up and said coldly, "You! I thought it was a delivery from the wine shop. What are you doing here?" "Gee, we're on ski holiday and staying in Les Houches. A neighbor mentioned that a Swiss man was renting here, and after seeing your balloon today, we thought we'd check and see if it was you." "Well, now that your curiosity is satisfied, please leave. You can't be expecting a warm welcome, and I don't want you too near me. Go back the way you entered." When the boys just stood, he added forcefully, "Now!" "Okay," Leo said. "We also wanted to say we're pleased that you're making a new product in your factory. Are you happy that you made the change from tobacco cigarettes?" "I won't know for a while. The new products is just in the experimental stage. Thanks for giving me the idea, boys, but I want you out of here." "You must be celebrating something if you're expecting a delivery from a wine shop," Rookie commented. "Well, I am, and it's almost time. And my celebration has been long delayed thanks to you. Now be on your way before I get angry." Fred shook his head and then stared down. "This isn't just a friendly visit, is it? You think you know my plan and you want to thwart me again." He reached into his desk drawer and pulled out a pistol. "I won't put up with you two causing trouble again. Get over there," he shouted. Rookie started to say something, but stopped when Fred cocked his pistol and raised it straight at his face. "Bub, you're dead meat if you don't shut up." Leo's eyes flashed. He reached slowly into his pants pocket and fished around. He found what he wanted, just before it caught Fred's attention. He held both hands in front, rubbed them together, and a cloud of white powder filled the room and the air around them. "What's that?" "Nothing," Leo said. As Fred stared, Leo pulled a tiny bottle from his other pocket, held it with arms outstretched as he opened it, and shook a few drops of liquid into his hands. He rubbed them together, blew over them toward Fred, and tapped the nail of his middle finger against the bottle 3 times. With hands held out, Leo inhaled deeply. Fred watched and mimicked him, inhaling even more deeply. Then Fred's eyes glazed over. Something had changed. Rookie seized the moment. He interlocked his fingers and bashed down on Fred's gun hand. He picked up the pistol after it fell to the floor. Fred remained dazed and didn't move. Leo reached into his back pocket for a plastic cable tie he'd taken from his Mer de Glace emergency gear. Pulling Fred's docile arms behind him, he circled it around his wrist, threaded the tip through the eyelet on the other end, and pulled it tight. He guided Fred backward and gently into his chair. Fred's agitated face developed an expression of fright, extreme fright. He blinked his eyes. He moved his head back and forth and took deep breaths with his eyes looking forward but not at anything in the room. Leo asked him in a soothing voice, "What time is the champagne being delivered?"
"It must be here by 6 p.m., thank you," Fred replied in a gentle tone. "Remember, not too early, because it must be cold. But more importantly, not too late."
Fred's blank stare continued. Leo took a step back and took the pistol from Rookie. "Get out onto the street. Find someone to call the police," Leo whispered. Rookie returned after only a minute, ran up the stairs, and gave a thumbs-up sign. Leo handed him back the pistol and said, "Fred will become feisty soon. Be careful. Take no chances. If he's violent, go outside and leave him here. He can't escape from that cable tie I put on him. But if he runs, follow him. I've got a job to do right now. Put my phone in your pocket if you need it. No time to talk." Leo ran to his house, and a few minutes later was sitting on a rock across from Fred's house, pulling on a wetsuit and scuba gear. He removed his underwater scooter from his box, picked up a giant fish hook he'd brought, stepped in, and submerged. Rookie saw none of that. Fred had started bouncing in his chair and screaming. Because of the Mont Blanc tunnel accident, Rookie was afraid the police would be slow to arrive. He pulled a curtain down from the window and tied Fred to the chair. Then he pushed the desk tight against Fred's legs and aimed the pistol at him, pretending he was ready to use it if needed. Happily, 2 police officers arrived quickly and took charge after Rookie identified himself and explained the situation. Mom and Pops saw the officers loading Fred into their squad car as they were rushing down from their chalet. Before Rookie and they could talk, scraping sounds and water splashing came from the new lake. Mom rushed to help them when Rookie emerged. Pops dragged a large box from the water and put it inside Fred's house. Rookie stored the scooter in its wooden box while Leo removed his flippers and left on his wetsuit. Everything was done mechanically and efficiently, just as though they practiced it every day, and there was little conversation. Rookie picked up his giant fishing hook, and the 4 trudged back up to their chalet. Chapter 7. Saved by popcorn? Leo pulled off his wetsuit, splashed the rug, splashed everyone around him, splashed the sofa, and then flopped onto it. "Exciting day, eh?" Mom said cheerfully to Rookie as he plopped his butt onto the end of the sofa and threw his head back. "So how'd you feel about holding a loaded gun on a person?" "I did not like it a bit," Rookie answered with his face downcast. "You can kill a person just by moving your finger. A gun is an ugly, awful thing. Just thinking about it makes me shiver." The room was silent for a few moments until Rookie continued. "Pops, that giant magnifying glass was wicked powerful. These glaciers are receding fast enough already. Is it still doing its damage?" Pops said, "Nope. That environmental insult is history. I sent all the officers in my class to help with the accident in the tunnel, and I couldn't find a policeman in town after I heard from the phone call from Leo. So Mom and I took matters into our own hands. We commandeered an old biplane stored at the police airfield. We circled the balloon to get the pilot's attention and demanded he return to Chamonix. When he rudely waved us away, I cut the support cord attached to the unmanned balloon with my wing, and the magnifier flopped down useless. I told the desk sergeant at the police station to arrest that balloonist and whoever financed his flight for crimes against the environment. "Whoa, exciting, Pops," Rookie said, nodding his approval. "I would have loved to be on that plane ride." Then Rookie turned to Leo. "So, bro, you got two mysteries to explain. First, how'd you make Fred freeze up so I could take his pistol? I would never have dared bash him if that frightening look hadn't come over his face and he looked paralyzed." Leo sat up with bright eyes. "Well, while researching access to lost memories, I learned of a doctor's discovery that certain eye movements can help soldiers retrieve and deal with traumatic experiences. It prompted me to investigate whether smells and sounds could bring back forgotten childhood memories, and I experimented on myself back in Breckenridge. After popping some popcorn, I inhaled its aroma deeply. I had no reaction, but when I tapped a glass, I was seized by terror. It filled my mind and left me paralyzed, frozen, so scared I couldn't move. It was the terror of a 3-year-old. Then I'd wandered away from Mom in a store while I was searching for popcorn I could smell. I lost track of her. I thought she was gone forever, and I didn't know what to do next. In preparing for Fred, I put some talcum powder in my pocket and stole a bit of perfume from Mom. I was betting one of those might trigger a traumatic childhood memory and maybe temporarily incapacitate him. When he inhaled the smells and I flicked my fingernail against that little bottle, I saw it had worked. His mind left the present and went somewhere far back in time. And then you seized the perfect moment to bash him. Good work, bro. "Right back at you," Rookie said. "You've made me hungry, and I'd head for the kitchen for popcorn if I wasn't dying to understand why you jumped into the river. What'd you do there? Hey, do you remember me asking Fred when the champagne was delivered?" I said champagne because Fred sounded pleased when he called us upstairs, and I thought a wine shop would only deliver expensive things. His answer confirmed he'd actually ordered champagne, so I assumed he wanted to celebrate. When he said he planned to celebrate at exactly 6 o'clock, I inferred that he'd set a timer to detonate a bomb that would flood the WHO. Since it was already after 5, I hustled home, got my scooter in gear, and set out to disable the bomb. "But why'd you take my giant fishing hook?" "Well, I assumed the bomb was in the big pipe's T-junction, and I wasn't sure what I'd need to dislodge it. The hook slid easily into a carrying handle on the box of C4. That's what Pop stashed in Fred's house until the police could come and pick it up." Mom gave Leo a concerned look, and he answered her unasked question. "I wouldn't have gone into the pipe if there'd been a chance I'd missed the 6 o'clock deadline, and my watch is waterproof." Mom said, "What a day, boys, and we haven't even gotten to the main event. Rookie, tell us about your ordeal under the mer de glace." "Oh, Mom, it was so scary. Sliding down a tunnel in total darkness, floating with your ski clothes on, being banged around by things you couldn't see, not knowing where you were or what was ahead." Mom said, "I don't even want to imagine it. I'm scared just hearing about it." She turned to Leo. "How was it for you? Did you learn anything?" "Well, Mom, I learned about decisions. With everyday decisions, you pretty well know the facts of your situation and the likely outcomes of each alternative action. You just apply your judgment. But when you can only guess at your full situation, and you can only guess how your alternatives might play out, and the stakes are high, and the timing is short, you're not just making a decision, You're making a desperate decision. It means you're trying to recover from earlier errors in judgment. I want to develop enough wisdom to never be in that desperate position again. Pops had nodded his head as Rookie and Leo spoke. Then he said, "You boys gained years' worth of experience in one day. You showed you were great detectives and that you're able to make the boldest imaginable decisions." He stood and added, "You work through tougher choices than most adults ever face. You are outstanding blue marble defenders. Bravo and well done." After pausing, he added, "Now, baseball season's over. Fred's in jail. There's no pressing need for inventions, and there are no known bad guys out there. So, let the ski season begin. I want you guys to ski like Skip before the winter's over. And now, it's time for popcorn." And that, my friends, is the end of the story.